My name is Philip Harrelson. I would like to welcome you back again to the Barnabas Study. And we have spent a little bit of time. I have gone through a few book reviews that I'm doing. And the set of books that I am talking to you about are what are called the Puritan Paperbacks. And they're somewhere in the neighborhood of right at little over almost 300 of these that they have, and they're published by Banner of Truth. And what they do is they take a small portion of a larger work of some of these old Puritans, and they will put them in small paperbacks. Generally, the paperbacks will run anywhere from 200 to 300 pages. Most of them are somewhere around 225 to 250 pages. And this book that I would like to talk to you about is from Thomas Brooks. And I mentioned a little earlier in another video that probably his most famous work is the one called Precious Remedies Against Satan's Devices. This one is Smooth Stones from Ancient Brooks, and it's selections from the writings of Thomas Brooks by Charles Spurgeon. Spurgeon was a very big proponent and advocate for the Puritans. In fact, in the house that he grew up in with his parents and grandparents, they had a Bible, they had several works of the Puritans, and then they also had John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress. And it was said that Spurgeon had read Pilgrim's Progress more than 100 times during his life. And so he kind of was very familiar with this. And so what he did with Thomas Brooks was these Smooth Stones from Ancient Brooks. He just collected some of the writings out. Some of them will be just a sentence. Some of them maybe be as long as a paragraph. And what Spurgeon did was he pulled all of those from all of the works that Brooks did. And I have a 6-volume set just over here, the works of Thomas Brooks that are published by Banner of Truth. It's a very attractive looking set of books for your study, and they also have been very helpful to me in times past. But what he does is he says, as a writer, Brooks scatters stars with both of his hands. He hath dust of gold, in his storehouse are all manner of precious stones. And so he comes along and starts just collecting that. There's also a memoir that is about Thomas Brooks there that Spurgeon has written. And here's just some of the things that he uses. He says, sin is bad in the eye, worse in the tongue, worse still in the heart, but worst of all in the life. And so you find statements like that. Oh, how strong is grace, how victorious over sin, how dead to the world, how alive to Christ, how fit to live, and how prepared to die might many a Christian have become had they been more frequent, serious, and conscientious in the discharge of closet duties. This is another one. Pride grows with the decrease of other sins and thrives by their decay. Satan is subtle. He will make a man proud of his very graces. He will make him proud that he is not proud. And so this is just a sort of a collection of these. Here's another one. The nearer any soul draws to God, the more humble that soul will lie before God. None so near God as the angels, and none so humble before God as the angels. Here is another one. What madness and folly it is that the favorites of heaven should envy the men of the world, who at best do but feed upon the scraps that come from God's table. Temporals are the bones, spirituals are the matter. or the marrow. It is below a man to envy the dogs because of the bones, and is it not much more below a Christian to envy others for temporal things when he himself enjoys spiritual things? So this is just a book of quotes. Now, the only complaint, I guess, that I have about this little book of quotes that Spurgeon has gathered up, smooth stones from ancient brooks. Number one is they're not topically arranged. And so when you sit down, you're reading it more in a devotional matter instead of you being able to pinpoint these quotes about a particular topic and then pull them into whatever Bible study or message that you may be working on. That's my first complaint, that they're not topically, there's not a topical index. And then the second complaint that I have about this book is that it does not pinpoint where these quotes came out of Brooks's work. So if it was indexed in that way, then what I could do is I could take this book and go over to my books over here that I have, the 6-volume set of Thomas Brooks, and be able to pinpoint. But again, those are very minor complaints compared to all of the great worth that comes from this little small book. So again, I would recommend this book to be in addition to your library, and so you can take that for what it's worth. Again, purchase it on Amazon. Amazon has really made it very beneficial certainly for preachers to be able to build their libraries. And so until our next book review, I appreciate your time spending here with me in my study. And until the next time, the Lord bless you. Thank you for watching, and I do appreciate your time. God bless you.